All right, so are you ready to dive deep?
Always ready.
Awesome. Today we're going to be tackling the world of OpenAI
OpenAI.
and what it all means
Right.
for startups like yours.
Absolutely.
We've
Yeah.
got a pretty fascinating interview here with Sam Altman.
Okay.
He's the CEO of OpenAI, as
Yeah.
I'm sure you know. This is from the 20 VC with Harry Stebbings YouTube channel.
Cool.
So
Looking forward to it.
the big question
Yeah.
is, are these crazy AI advancements
Yeah.
going to make or break your startup?
Right.
Should you be worried?
Yeah.
Should you be excited?
Big question.
You're going to find out.
Let's find out.
So one of the things that really jumps out from this interview
Okay.
is the sheer confidence that Altman has
Mm-hmm.
in OpenAI's progress.
Yeah.
He keeps using this phrase,
Okay.
steep trajectory of improvement.
Right.
And it makes you wonder, what does that look like
Yeah.
for, someone building a business today?
Totally. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
no. It's one thing to say AI is getting better, but what does that actually look like?
Yeah. What are the changes?
Yeah. Like, what are the tangible changes going to be?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let's say your startup is focused on
Mm-hmm.
providing summaries of complex legal documents.
Okay.
Okay. So right now, AI might be pretty decent at pulling out basic facts, but it probably struggles with nuanced interpretations, right?
Yeah.
If Altman's right about this steep trajectory,
Yeah.
OpenAI might soon be able to handle those nuances,
Okay.
which could really shake things up
Yeah.
in your market.
So it's not just AI doing more, it's AI doing things better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where Altman's advice to startups comes in.
Yeah.
He says,
Mm-hmm.
don't try to patch the holes in current AI.
Okay.
Build something that gets even stronger
Right.
as AI improves.
Right. So you're riding that wave.
Yeah. Are you swimming against the current?
Yeah.
Or are you riding that wave?
Okay, so that's the threat side of things.
Yeah.
But he also paints a pretty exciting picture of the opportunity.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Mm.
He and tech investor Masayoshi Son
Okay.
are predicting trillions of dollars.
Trillions with a T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In value created by AI.
Yeah. It's pretty hard to
It's almost impossible to wrap your head around.
wrap your head around a number that big.
Yeah.
But what it means for you
Yeah.
is that there's this massive potential market
Right.
for innovative products and services
Yeah.
that leverage AI.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What kind of problem in your industry
Yeah.
could be solved with the help of AI?
Yeah, that's huge.
That's where the big wins are going to be.
That's where the big wins are going to be. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing.
It's mind-blowing.
So hold on. How is OpenAI actually going to bring all this value to the world?
Okay.
Are they going to keep everything locked up?
Right.
Or will there be ways for startups to get in on the action?
Yeah, so it seems like they're going with a two-pronged approach.
Okay.
They're going to offer both open source models
Okay.
and commercial services.
All right. So it's like choose your adventure.
Exactly.
Okay.
Open source gives you a lot of flexibility,
Okay.
and it can be more cost-effective,
Mm-hmm.
but you need to have the technical chops
Right.
to really make it work.
Okay.
Commercial services are easier to integrate,
Sure.
but might come with a higher price tag.
Makes sense.
So you'll have to weigh the options
Yeah.
based on your specific needs and resources.
Now, one thing I'm still a bit confused about
Okay.
is this whole agent thing.
Right?
Altman throws that word around a lot,
He does, yeah.
talking about long duration tasks
Yeah.
and minimal supervision.
Mm.
But I'm still trying to picture what an agent actually does.
It's easy to get lost in the hype.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of people hear AI agent and think of something like a fancy virtual assistant
Right.
that books your flights and makes dinner reservations.
Right.
But Altman's talking about something far more powerful.
Okay.
He gives this example
Yeah.
of an agent making 300 restaurant calls
300 calls.
simultaneously.
That's insane.
It's insane.
Wow.
But it really drives home this point
Yeah.
that these agents aren't just about automating simple tasks.
Okay.
They can operate at a scale and speed
Yeah.
that's beyond anything a human could do.
Right.
So let's bring this back to your world.
Okay.
What if you could have an army of these AI agents
Yeah.
working on your behalf,
Okay.
crunching data,
Yeah.
generating insights,
Yeah.
and tackling these complex projects?
Okay.
What could that unlock for your startup?
Okay, now you're making my head spin.
It is a lot.
So it's almost like having a
Yeah.
team of superpowered interns who never get tired or ask for a raise.
Exactly.
But how do you even begin to manage something like that?
Right.
Altman describes it as having a smart senior coworker,
Yeah.
which is a pretty intriguing analogy.
It is a great analogy.
Yeah.
So he's saying these agents won't just be following orders.
Right.
They'll be collaborating with you, offering insights, potentially even leading projects.
Right.
Think about how that could transform your workflow.
Yeah, that's huge.
And boost your productivity.
So this brings up a big question, though.
Okay.
If these AI agents become such a core part of the workforce,
Yeah.
how does that change the way we think about software
Yeah.
and how we pay for it?
Totally.
Altman even hints that SaaS pricing models
Right.
might shift from per seat
Yeah.
to compute-based models.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really astute observation.
Yeah.
If the value proposition of software is no longer just about giving tools to individual users,
Right.
but about providing access to these powerful AI agents,
Right.
the way we price and package that software has to change.
Yeah.
You, as a potential entrepreneur, are in a unique position to be at the forefront of this.
Yeah, it's like the Wild West of SaaS pricing.
It's like the Wild West.
It's exciting and terrifying
100%.
all at the same time.
Yeah.
But let's zoom back in on OpenAI itself.
Okay.
Altman highlights reasoning and multimodality
Right.
as key areas of focus for their development efforts.
Okay.
So what exactly does that mean
Yeah.
for someone trying to understand the competitive landscape?
Well, reasoning means AI is becoming much more
Okay.
than just pattern recognition.
Okay.
It's about understanding complex concepts, making logical connections,
Okay.
and solving problems that require actual thinking.
Okay.
So instead of just spitting out text or identifying images,
Right.
AI will be able to understand the meaning behind those things and use that understanding
Okay.
to come up with solutions.
So it's not just about doing things faster, it's about doing things smarter.
Precisely.
Okay.
And multimodality is about AI seamlessly integrating information
Okay.
from different sources, like text, images, audio, you name it.
Imagine an AI that can read a research paper, analyze a set of charts,
Yeah.
and then listen to a podcast interview,
Right.
all to come up with a comprehensive report.
Okay, now you're getting into sci-fi territory.
It's getting pretty wild.
Yeah.
But
But how far off is this?
yeah, that's where Altman's comments on scaling laws come in.
Okay.
These laws essentially describe the relationship between the size of an AI model,
Okay.
the data it's trained on, and how well it performs.
Okay.
For a long time, people thought there would be a limit to how much you could scale these models, but it seems like that's not the case.
So the AI rocket ship is just going to keep getting bigger and faster.
That's what the data seems to suggest.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and for you,
Yeah.
that means you need to be thinking long term.
Okay.
What decisions can you make today to make sure that your startup is aligned
Right.
with this rapid pace of AI progress?
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. It's moving fast.
All right. So we've got
Yeah.
a lot to think about,
A lot to untack there.
a lot to unpack.
Yeah, a lot to unpack there, a lot to think about.
Yeah.
It's exciting and a little bit daunting, right?
It is. Yeah.
It's like we're standing on the edge of this technological revelation, and no one knows for sure where it's going to lead.
That's right.
But even with all this uncertainty,
Yeah.
Altman was surprisingly candid
Yeah.
about the challenges that OpenAI is facing.
Yeah.
He talked about failed training runs and moments where they weren't sure if they were on the right track.
You know, it's kind of refreshing to hear that even the people at the cutting edge of AI
Yeah,
are running into roadblocks.
totally.
Makes it feel a little less intimidating for those of us who are just starting out.
100%. It makes it feel more human.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that building groundbreaking technology isn't always a smooth upward trajectory.
Right.
There are going to be setbacks, unexpected hurdles.
For sure.
What matters is having that resilience to keep going,
Right.
the humility to learn from your mistakes,
Yeah.
and the vision to stay focused on that long-term goal.
I mean, those are valuable lessons for any entrepreneur, really.
Yeah.
Not just people working in AI.
100%.
But speaking of challenges,
Yeah.
Altman didn't shy away from the question
Okay.
of OpenAI potentially steamrolling existing startups.
Right.
So how did he address that concern?
He basically said, look, if you're building a startup that's entirely reliant on exploiting the current limitations of AI,
Right.
you're probably in trouble.
Okay.
His advice was to focus on building businesses that actually benefit
Right.
from AI getting better, not worse.
So instead of trying to outsmart OpenAI
Yeah.
figure out how to work with them.
Exactly. Think about it like this.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't build a surfboard designed to sink as the wave gets bigger.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You want a board that can ride that wave and harness its power.
Okay.
Same with AI.
Mm-hmm.
Find a way to leverage OpenAI's strengths
Yeah.
to create something even better.
So instead of fearing the steamroller,
Yeah.
find a way to hop on board.
Find a way to hop on board.
I like that.
Right.
That's a powerful image.
It is.
But let's be realistic.
Okay.
Building and training these advanced AI models requires an insane amount of computing power.
It does, yeah.
And that doesn't come cheap.
No.
So how can startups even afford to play in this space?
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
The cost of entry for building your own large-scale AI models is definitely high.
Yeah.
But Altman argued that the potential returns on that investment are enormous.
Okay.
He pointed to the success of ChatGPT
Mm.
and their API business as evidence that they can generate substantial revenue from these models.
So it's a high-risk, high-reward scenario.
It is.
But for startups with limited resources,
Right.
it might seem like a gamble they can't afford to take.
And that's where strategic decision-making comes in. You don't necessarily have to build everything from scratch.
Right.
There are ways to leverage existing solutions from OpenAI or other providers
Right.
without breaking the bank.
Right.
The key is to be smart about your investments and find a sustainable business model
Yeah.
that aligns with the evolving AI landscape.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and talk about something that really struck me during the interview.
Okay.
Altman's perspective on the relationship between technology and society.
Yeah.
He made this fascinating prediction
Okay.
that while the pace of AI advancement is going to continue to accelerate, societal change will lag behind.
It's a sobering thought.
It is, yeah.
Right.
It's like we're on this bullet train heading towards an AI-powered future,
Mm-hmm.
but the tracks haven't been laid down yet.
Right. Exactly.
So what are the implications of that
Yeah.
for someone building a business today?
It raises some important questions
Yeah.
about the ethical considerations of the technologies that we're developing. As a startup founder,
Yeah.
you have a responsibility to think about the potential impact of your products and services
Right.
on the workforce, the economy, and society as a whole.
It's not just about building cool tech.
It's not just about building cool tech.
It's about building a future that benefits everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Right.
But with all this talk about AI's potential to disrupt industries,
Yeah.
potentially even displace jobs,
Right.
it's easy to get caught up in the fear and uncertainty.
Yeah. It is. It's easy to get swept up in all of that.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to someone
Hmm.
who's feeling overwhelmed by all of this?
I'd say first and foremost, don't panic.
Okay.
Remember that the AI revolution is still in its early stages.
Right.
We're all figuring this out as we go.
It's like the early days of the internet, right?
Exactly like the early days of the internet.
Nobody could have predicted how profoundly it would transform our lives
Right.
back then.
And just like the internet,
Yeah.
AI has the potential to be an incredible force for good.
Okay.
It can automate those tedious tasks,
Mm-hmm.
unlock new creative possibilities,
Yeah.
and help us solve some of the world's most pressing problems.
Right. But like any powerful tool, it can also be misused
Of course.
or have unintended consequences.
Totally.
That's why it's so important to have these conversations
Right.
and to approach AI development with a sense of responsibility
Yeah.
and ethical awareness.
Ethical awareness is key.
Yeah. And that's something that you as a startup founder
Right?
have a unique opportunity to influence.
You do.
You can choose to build AI-powered products and services that are not only innovative,
Right.
but also ethical and sustainable
Mm-hmm.
and aligned with your values.
I love that.
Yeah.
100%.
That's a powerful message.
It is.
But let's get back to the practical side of things.
Okay.
You know, if someone's listening to this
Yeah.
and they're thinking, okay, I get it, AI is a big deal. But what does it actually mean for me and my startup?
Yeah.
What would you tell them?
I'd say the key takeaway is this.
Okay.
OpenAI's advancements represent both a challenge and a massive opportunity.
Okay.
The challenge is to avoid getting steamrolled by
Mhm.
focusing on things that'll soon be irrelevant.
Right.
The opportunity is to ride this wave of progress
Okay.
and find ways to leverage AI to create something truly extraordinary.
Okay, so how do you actually do that?
Right.
What are some concrete steps that someone can take today to prepare
Yeah.
for this AI-powered future?
First and foremost, embrace a mindset of continuous learning.
Okay.
The AI landscape is evolving at an incredible pace.
Mm.
So you need to stay informed about the latest developments,
Right.
be willing to experiment with new tools and technologies.
It's like Altman said, even he's surprised by how quickly things are moving.
He is, yeah.
So if the CEO of OpenAI is feeling the pressure to keep up,
Yeah.
the rest of us definitely need to be on our toes.
100%. Absolutely.
Right.
Second, don't underestimate the importance of human connection
Okay.
and creativity.
Yeah.
AI is a powerful tool,
Right.
but it's not a replacement for human ingenuity,
Mm-hmm.
empathy,
Right.
or the ability to build meaningful relationships.
A world that's increasingly dominated by algorithms and automation.
Yeah,
Those uniquely human qualities are going to become even more valuable.
precisely.
Yeah.
And finally, remember that the future of AI is not predetermined.
Okay.
It's being shaped right now
Yeah.
by the choices that we make as entrepreneurs, developers, and citizens.
Yeah.
So let's choose to build an AI-powered future
Right.
that's not just technologically advanced,
Mm.
but also ethically sound,
Right.
socially responsible,
Yeah.
and ultimately beneficial to all of humanity.
Those are inspiring words.
Thank you.
But I want to circle back to something that Altman said that really stuck with me.
Okay.
He predicted that societal change would lag behind technological advancement,
Right.
if he's right. What does that mean for our listeners and their businesses?
Right.
What can they do to prepare for a future where AI capabilities might outpace our ability to fully adapt?
That's a question worth pondering.
It is.
It suggests that we need to be thinking not just about the technical challenges of AI,
Right.
but also about the social, ethical, and even philosophical implications.
It's a reminder that we're not just building technology.
Exactly.
We're shaping the future of humanity.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's a responsibility we should all take seriously.
Yeah, a lot to think about.
A lot to think about.
But let's wrap up this deep dive
Okay.
with a few more nuggets of wisdom
All right.
from Altman
Let's do it.
in the rapid fire round.
Okay.
He mentioned that if he were starting a company today,
Yeah.
he'd build an AI-enabled vertical solution.
Interesting.
Something like a super specialized tutor
Right.
or a professional assistant for a specific industry.
Okay.
What do you make of that?
I think it just reinforces this idea.
Yet there's this huge opportunity
Yeah.
in applying AI to solve very specific problems.
Right.
Instead of trying to be everything to everyone.
Yeah.
Focus on a niche where you can really excel.
So find your lane and become the
Right.
AI expert
Exactly.
in that space.
Yeah, okay.
Find that niche.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Altman also admitted that even he's surprised
Right.
by the pace of AI advancements.
Yeah. He's like right there.
What does that tell you?
It really underscores the dynamic nature of this field.
Yeah.
What's cutting edge today might be obsolete tomorrow.
Wow.
So stay curious, stay adaptable, and never stop learning.
It's like surfing.
It is like surfing.
You got to be able to adjust to the waves
Got to adjust to those waves.
if you want to stay on top of the board.
You want to stay on top.
Right.
Yeah.
One last thing that stood out to me
Yeah.
was Altman's respect for the entire AI landscape.
Okay.
He acknowledges the great work
Mm-hmm.
being done by other companies,
Right.
not just OpenAI.
It's a good reminder that this isn't just a one-horse race.
It's not a one-horse race.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a whole ecosystem of AI companies out there,
Yeah.
each with their own strengths and
Right.
their own approaches.
And that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Right.
Competition drives innovation,
Yeah.
and a diverse AI landscape will lead to better solutions for everyone.
So as we wrap up this deep dive
Yeah.
into OpenAI's potential impact on startups,
Mm-hmm.
what's the big takeaway for our listeners?
The core message, I think, is this.
Okay.
OpenAI's advancements
Yeah.
are both a challenge
Mhm.
and an enormous opportunity.
Okay.
The challenge is to avoid getting steamrolled
Right.
by focusing on things that will soon be irrelevant.
Yeah.
The opportunity is to ride this wave of progress
Okay.
and use it to your advantage.
So think big, Kate. Stay agile.
Stay agile.
And don't be afraid to experiment.
Don't be afraid to experiment.
And as you navigate this exciting
Yeah.
but uncertain landscape, remember that we'll be here to guide you every step of the way.
That's right.
Until next time,
Until next time.
keep diving deep,
Deep diving deep.
stay curious,
Stay curious.
and embrace the transformative power of AI.
Absolutely.